Hello, folks. Brett Howland here. I've been performing old time music for 30 years now, and even in the most fast paced shows, I've always tried to include a little context of the music and where it came from. And what I've done is expanded the idea of that into what I call the Hillbilly Music History Workshop. And what this is going to be is a lecture concert series that's going to go into the history of the time period in the 1920s, between 1923 and 1933, when they first discovered that there was a market for rural music. And we'll talk about some of the people that were involved, folks like Ralph Peer that worked for a couple of the different phonograph companies at the time and discovered almost kind of by accident that there was a market for this type of music. And folks like Fiddle and John Carson from Georgia, that was a fiddler that made the first commercially successful hillbilly music record with a vocal on it. And once they discovered there was a market for this music, well, the companies developed equipment that could go out into the rural areas and remote areas and find more people to record. And the Victor Company wound up in 1927 in Bristol, Tennessee. And they discovered, amongst other people there, the Carter family and Jimmy Rogers, and recorded them for the first time there. So we'll talk about the content of what they recorded, the old British American folkways, some of the old tunes that were hundreds of years old, the minstrel tunes and parlor songs from the 19th century, the sensibilities and rhythms of the African people that all got mixed into this as it went along and was captured so beautifully in that era in the 1920s. And then what became of the content when it went on forward from there, it influenced almost everything that followed it, not only country music, but folk, bluegrass, rockabilly, and later what would become rock and roll. We'll talk about some of the other things that were going on in the entertainment business and world at that time, like radio, vaudeville. So this is going to be designed to be informative enough that people that have really no idea of any of this, will be able to have a pretty good idea of what happened and how it unfolded. Along the way, I will perform key pieces of music that were involved with this, from people like Fiddle and John Carson, Uncle Dave Macon, Jimmy Rogers, the Carter family, folks like that. Toward the end of it, we will open it up into a kind of a Q&A, a little more of an open-ended discussion, dig into it a little deeper. We will also learn a tune or two. We'll do a couple of Carter family tunes, maybe have lyric sheets, whatnot. So hopefully this is going to be fun and entertaining and informative. And so that's what it is, the Hillbilly Music History Workshop. And I will give you my contact information, which would be bretthowland.com. It's BRETTHOWLAND.com. So that's it, the Hillbilly Music History Workshop, which will be coming hopefully to a venue near you soon. So thank you.